Hello, everyone, and welcome to one of the Digital Transformations Live Series episodes. I'm Ali Soofastaei, an AI program leader in Valley. Our live interviews have been designed to develop the knowledge of applied data science and advanced analytics in different industries aimed to touch Industry 4.0. These live sessions are held every week with the presence of one of the university professors, industrial managers, and experts in the field of Industry 4.0 and digital transformation. Today, we will discuss ethical considerations of leveraging advanced analytics in the mining industry. And this is my honor to talk with my guest, Mr. Abhishek Kaul. Abhishek has more than 17 years of global experience in process and technology consulting with a specific focus on scaling digital transformation and sustainability innovations across the industrial sector, including metals and mining. His recent engagements include developing and deploying intelligence products for equipment failure prediction, optimization of maintenance and energy costs, enhancing people's safety using computer vision, and generating insights based on commodity trade flows. Abhishek is an accomplished industry thought leader and has authored multiple publications in leading journals, books, and social channels. He has published AI ethics in mining on Springer, IntechOpen, Australian Resources and Investment Journal, and GMG. Abhishek is an engineer with a postgraduate degree in management, and he is certified in production and inventory management by APICS and corporate innovation by Stanford USA. He has filed 2 US patents in hybrid cloud and AI mining. Welcome, Abhishek, and thanks for accepting my invitation to be with us today.
Thank you, Ali. Thanks a lot. And it's an honor to kind of have this discussion with you.
Okay, so let's just start about your background, Abhishek. What's the story that led you to your current role at IBM?
Well, I started with IBM around 17 years back in the process consulting team after my college. So our team used to specialize a lot in the consulting services for heavy industries, including metals mining. And that actually brought me to every village and town, firstly within the country, and then globally across all countries. So I was fortunate enough to see mining from up close, from sitting within say a coal mine, going to the blast site, which had just blasted with a lot of bolting operations going on, and also from a remote operation center where we were just monitoring the mine. So it was a very interesting and a very wonderful experience, and actually seeing the huge mining equipment like haul trucks, LHDs made a very strong impression on me. So as I progressed in the career, I not only learned how to analyze processes, but also how to implement the digital technologies to automate and improve them. So back then, we were designing ROM planning solutions with SAP planning suites, blending solutions with some of the open source optimization technologies. And as time progressed, I moved to implementing more data lake and AI solutions for heavy industries as well as miners. So I think that has actually brought me to my career now, where I'm consulting in AI advanced analytics in the field of ethics of deploying AI for miners as well as other industrial manufacturing companies.
That's perfect. I was lucky to work with you and your team in your IBM colleagues for many years. And it's interesting for me because some people, same as you, had an IT background or AI background or something like that, interested in collaborating mining projects because we are facing with the traditional industry. in mining, or is an old industry, and we need some people, same as you and your colleague, to encourage the mine managers and show them how digital transformation or machine learning or advanced analytics application can help them to be more effective. Let's to talk about these two keywords, digitalization and mining. How will digitalization make mining operations more efficient and also responsible?
Well, digitization technologies, they are fundamentally provide the horizontal integration, provide the vertical integration, provide equipment automation and intelligence in order to improve the productivity of operations and provide the visibility that is required and the prediction capabilities for improved decision making. So if you take some of these technologies around Industry 4.0, industrial Internet of Things, digital twins, robotics, automation, artificial intelligence, they are already being applied across the mining value chain from both exploration, mine management, extraction, processing, transportation, and providing many-fold return on investment. In a recent case study with one of the miners, which wanted to get better market intelligence from chartering of the vessels, by using these technologies, he was able to drive better insights by fusing both external data and internal data and save millions of dollars. So these technologies are already creating the impact for the miners today.
You talk about the mine value chain or supply chain, and you talk about the application of digital transformation or digitalization through the value chain. And you mentioned some, for example, uh, use cases. But if you want to narrow down our discussion and about some specific area, what are the mining industry's most significant areas for using digital solutions?
Well, so 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 I think what miners focus on, I would say, is one around that whole license to operate, which is around energy efficiency, around better water management, waste management. Second is around a lot of focus is on the people, on the individuals, community, safety, inclusivity, upskilling and training, and then around the planet, which is around biodiversity and emissions reductions and the environment. So I think the digital solutions, they form the backbone for improving these organization processes in mining. And the major advantages that the miners get is to reduce the energy consumption, be it say on the fuel trucks or haul trucks. And the second is to improve the safety of individuals. And by
Mm-hmm.
doing so, they also kind of are able to, I would say, improve the whole, I would say, cost of for from a mining operation, so kind of reduce the cost and have the higher throughputs that come through the mine.
Oh, that's great. So these are three terms that we have right now in mining. In some, the prestigious mining companies for future mining. And these terms are zero entry, zero injury, and zero carbon. Based on my understanding, from the answer that you provided for my previous question, uh, digital transformation can help us to have progress in these three areas more than other field of operation. And that's great because the mining industry is looking for that, is looking for reduce the injuries. It means that we need to focus on safety for people, and we need to think about how we can reduce the number of the employee working in dangerous area. And also, decarbonization or reduced carbon is one of the big challenge that we are facing with it in mining industry. And you mentioned the significant areas for using digital solutions are these areas: safety, energy efficiency, and environment. It means that the mining companies can use this robust digital tools, to tackle with the challenges, same as safety challenge and environment, protection, and reduce the carbon. And this is a good news for mining companies. But let's talk about the topic of this interview, because I know that you already published different papers, chapter books in the field of ethical consideration. This is the exact title of this interview. But we needed, the introduction to reach to this question. What are the ethical considerations in mining in the digital world? And are these consideration barriers in front of digital mining?
So I think again the two questions here. So one is I would say, what are the ethical considerations? So advanced analytics is more or less leading this forefront for digitization in mining companies. Now, currently, advanced analytics is increasing being relied to make decisions about people, about processes, about technologies. Be it kind of, as you said, assessing the worker productivity, assessing the worker safety, exploring site the name mine site, or predicting and scheduling equipment. Now, although all these technologies are providing a manifold increase in productivity and delivering the results, their recommendations for people-based decisions are subject to the ethical considerations. Now, what happens is if companies are not paying attention, the unethical AI models or the advanced analytics models can expose the mining companies to reputational, regulatory, and legal risks. So that's the challenge that they have. Now, there are 5 principles that we typically have for ethics. Now, one is around, I would say, transparency, having transparent models, transparent advanced analytics, which provide the reasons for those decisions. Having justice, fairness, and equity, which means that the recommendations are just and fair. Having non-maleficence, that's the third one, which is more that they are not harmful. Fourth, having responsibility and accountability, that there is somebody who's responsible and accountable for the results of these models. And fifth is privacy, that we should not kind of have privacy embedded in these models. So even if you take all mining companies and all a lot of industrial areas, you have CCTV cameras. Now again, kind of that goes a bit from a privacy perspective if you're trying to monitor the productivity of people as to what job they're doing. So I think there are a lot of ethical considerations here. But that being said, are these barriers to digital mining? I would say no. Mining companies have to adopt these advanced analytic solutions for digitization journey. So that is given, but they have to declare or have the same level of standards and guidelines for AI ethics that they have in their own business conduct guidelines. So today, all mining companies have these business conduct guidelines with respect to ethics. They just have to extend it to the AI. And this by itself will accelerate their path to digitization.
Oh, that's a great answer. But I think I need to change my vocabulary. Instead of using barrier, I need to talk about challenge, because we are facing the ethical challenge, but it's not barrier, it's challenge. But we need to tackle, okay, with this type of the challenge. I believe that you have very organized mind to speak about ethical consideration. Is there any chance to talk about the steps that we are being taken at the mining organization to tackle the ethical challenges?
So yes, so today, if you look at, as I said, in mining industry, ethics is been an important term historically. In terms of society, environment, it impacts in terms of climate, deforestation, dams, relocation of people, safety of miners, conflict mining. So ethics has always been an important topic. However, if you look at the current mining companies, major mining organizations, there is limited guidelines that are published on AI. So most of the publications are focused on ethical code of conduct. Now, as more and more these advanced analytics applications are being deployed in the mining industry, and they are going on the digitization path, companies, these miners are realizing that they need to focus on defining these ethical guidelines. Now, there are these teams, some of the mining company teams that have started, which have AI teams, have started publishing internally, at least their training data that they're using. They are trying to deploy algorithms that explain the model results. And they're also using the frameworks like AI 360 or AI fact sheets to understand the model fairness and accuracy. So that, I think, is a very good start that mining companies are doing with their internal AI, digitalization, data science teams to start having these conversations and start understanding the model fairness or the ethical metrics of AI models. I was also engaged with GMG, where they are kind of supporting this collab, which is basically a body that supports the industry collaboration, and they are actually working on publishing guidelines for implementing AI in mining. So there is work happening with miners. I would say it's starting. It's a bit on the starting side, but there is a journey that they need to go to really come to the stage where they will have a full grasp on AI for ethics.
That's great. So you explain for us what is the exact definition of technical considerations in mining, especially in the digital world. And also we talk about challenges instead of barriers. And you explain for us different steps that we need to, take at the mining organization to tackle with this type of the challenge, ethical challenges. But I'm looking for some examples to touch the ethical consideration and the solution. Can you give examples of how a mining company could practically solve ethical challenges?
I think that's a very good question. So as I discussed, there are 5 principles around transparency, justice, fairness, non-maleficence, responsibility and accountability, and privacy. So let's take one lens, which is transparency. Let's take transparency as one. And to explain what transparency means, it means the references, the ability to explain, interpret, disclose the algorithmic models, including the training data accuracy, performance, their bias and other metrics. So that's what it means. So let's take a mining company. Now, fuel is a very important cost contributor for haul trucks, especially in surface mining. Now, multiple parameters affect the fuel consumption. So the parameters can be around truck, payload, distance, the hours that it works, the weather that is there, and operator behavior, which can include, say, about the speed that the operator is driving at, the maneuvering he's doing, the acceleration he's doing, and the braking he's doing. Now, when some of the kind of models are built, data scientists can choose elements or features that they would like to put in a model. Let's assume that in this case, they tried to build the model and they included the operator behavior, which is the factors or demographics of an operator into the model. Now, depending on this training data set, or hypothetically, I would say, there could be a situation where the model can predict that there is lower fuel consumption for, say, older male workers versus on one mining operation versus others. Now, if you say that this is the question, then a lot of ethical dilemmas are live here. So what should the mine manager do? Should he question the efficacy of the AI model? Should he request to retrain? Should he change hiring policies to hire older people? Or should he invest in training programs for younger operators? Should he set up devices in the trucks to monitor the speed? Or he should kind of totally put automated trucks? So I think there are a lot of dimensions to this one problem of transparency, and if you're looking from a fuel cost for an haul truck. Now, there are multiple ways that mining companies can deal with. They could have debiasing techniques where they debias the demographic data a bit and select the right fairness metrics, because sometimes just from one mine site, you may not have the right thing. The sample may be too small, and the models can get unfavorably trained. So I think it's very, very important. If you take this one simple example of fuel consumption in haul trucks and an operator behavior, which influences this, you could have a lot of AI models and AI ethics that can be kind of discussed, and the mining company should be aware of how to deal with it. I think that's I think one example. Again, there are many examples that I gave, but this I think gives a good understanding of what it means on AI ethics.
And that was amazing because between many examples, you selected the exact project that I completed as my PhD thesis many years ago at the University of Queensland, focusing on using AI and advanced analytics to improve energy efficiency of whole trucks. So, I mean, we try to use AI to predict the whole truck fuel consumption and then making the optimization models based on the genetic algorithm to optimize some effective parameters on whole truck fuel consumption, aim to reduce the consumed fuel by trucks. And definitely in that application, we were facing with the ethical consideration because we needed to help the truck drivers to use this application, and it was very difficult. Very difficult to encourage the human to use some this type of the new technology and application when you don't have enough transparency. So yeah, I definitely feel your example because it was my critical challenge. And but later we developed a new system named digital coaching or smart coaching. In smart coaching, we had the exact solution that you explained for us, including the transparency, and the user could track his activities or the effect of his behavior on the consumed fuel or generated carbon. So yeah, I 100% agree with you in this example, but we don't have enough time to explain more examples, but this one was great. Uh, Abhishek, we know that in mining companies, it and in mining atmosphere, okay, it's very difficult to encourage the mine executive managers to change something because they don't like to touch the successful approach that they have. You are not looking for any improvement. That in it's a culture, it's the old culture in mining atmosphere. And when you try to encourage them to invest in any area, they will ask you about the actual benefit, the financial benefit, and etc. My next question for you is that what benefits have you seen in mining companies encouraging them to invest in digital transformation when we are facing ethical challenges?
Well, again, so what the ethical challenges are? They help come up with the better models which are more robust. So I would say you have better advanced analytics, digitization models and solutions, and they are transparent on explaining the results for decision managers or mine managers. So when they are adopting this new technologies or digital change, these models actually help them understand what are the basis of recommendations, and help them bring that transparency for them, so that they either take the recommendation or they can reject it. So I would say eventually, for these digital projects or digital transformation projects with the ethical models, mining companies are able to get better ROI on their investments. Now, in specifically in this area. Now, what we have done is, I think we have done a lot of engagements in this, and there are definite templates and kind of methodologies where the ethical kind of aspects of developing advanced analytics models come in, and from the whole CRISP DM kind of framework to understand where the ethical risks arise, say in the business understanding, which could be incorrectly defining the use case, to, I would say, data preparation, which is using a complex model. So there's a methodology that is available. and with the metrics, which is around group fairness or individual fairness metrics, which then help and for these mining companies, which I would say, as you said, is difficult from a change management perspective, to understand the results. And then once people understand and it's not a black box to them, all these
Mm.
technologies, then it's better adoption. And hence I'm saying that would lead to a better ROI for these projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. So, uh, for many years, I was working as a leader of AI projects in mining industry for different companies. And when we started, all managers looking for the accuracy of the models, and they didn't care about the black box. They wanted to say, okay, how the AI models can predict some events or optimize some parameters or etc. But now, after 10 years working in this field, uh, I can hear from the managers, they are right now, they don't care about the accuracy of the model, as you mentioned. They are looking for transparency. They want to see what is happening inside the box, the algorithms that we are developing for them based on AI or machine learning or something like that. So, and this revolution maybe need to be considered uh, from the IT companies, same as IBM, Accenture, Deloitte, who are working as a partner with the mining companies. Abhishek, I know that you have worked in this field, especially for digitalization in mining and maybe in other industries for more than 17 years. Uh, what are you most excited about the future of digitalization in mining as an expert in this area?
So I think overall, again, as I said initially, these use cases are applied across the value chain now, from the exploration to transportation. But what I'm most excited about is, one is to improve the quality of work at mine site. So with the whole automation that is going on, with the whole AI that's going in, with autonomous kind of mining equipment, and improving of productivity. One of the lever that I'm really excited about is the quality of mindset of work and mindset that is improving. And
Mhm.
two is the reduction of the human failures and hazards. So again, on the safety side. So I think these are the two things that are very important or very exciting for me. I think the other side of it is, which I'm very excited is on the reduction of impact from emissions to the environment. Because as
Mhm.
you see today, there is climate change happening. You are seeing across the world, climate is shifting. You are having summers happening later, winters happening later, flooding, wildfires, a lot of
Mhm.
changes in the climate, and it is imperative and essential for the whole all the industry participants to reduce this environmental impact. And therefore, I think the second most important thing that I feel, which is I'm excited about, is the impact of these digitization technologies that are going in to reduce the climate risk and make the companies climate resilient and help them achieve their net zero targets.
Yeah. You mentioned a very good point. It's the climate change. We are facing with the, very, it's a horrible situation here. It's flooded areas in Brisbane, in Australia, in winter, in summer. So everything has been changed recently, and definitely mine sites can have, some improvement and using digital solutions to reduce the carbon and reduce their impact on environment. And these days, the mining companies have been forced to reduce their carbon. It's not about the financial benefit. It's the force coming from government, and they need to reduce the carbon, and digitalization can help them definitely. And that's great that is it you are excited about this. Uh, we talk about the ethical consideration. We talk about digital solutions in mining. And in overall, we know that digital solutions can help us to have a better mining in the future. We are aware about the benefit of this revolution, but definitely we are facing with many different types of challenges in this way. What are the challenges facing mining companies in using digital solutions?
Okay, so I would take the top three challenges. I think the first challenge that they're facing is all around data management, standardization, interoperability. What's happening is every individual firm or solution provider or vendor is and miner are building their own solutions, are building their own standards, and there is very and talking and connections between these multiple kind of solutions is difficult, and that's one area which has to be solved if we want to kind of have multiple kind of we want to go towards the I would say the maturity highest maturity of digitization, where even the smallest kind of equipment or the communicates with the other equipment, and there is complete transparency, visibility, integration, and interoperability of data. I think that's one challenge that is definitely facing the mining companies in the digitization. The other is, I would say, as you said earlier, is around change management. It's around having, I would say, good reasons for mining companies to do changes. And it is an old industry, and traditionally adoption of new solutions has been slow. But due to the changing environment, the changing dynamics, I think there has to be a much more faster pace and adoption of these newer technologies. And lastly, I would say it's a bit around technical expertise. I think
Mhm.
there is a lack, I would say, internally within companies to have, say, data scientists or have data engineers or have more advanced analytics, digitization people, so that they can kind of build that capability. So I think that's the third challenge that I think is facing the mining companies in terms of talent.
Based on my understanding from your answer, I think we are facing with the multidimensional challenges. And we can categorize the challenges in front of the digital revolution in mining. It can be categorized in different, for example, on human resource management, system, technology, data, etc. It means that we are facing with the cultural challenges. It's not about one aspect of a challenge, for example, focusing on the human, focusing on management or data or technology. It means that we need to change the culture when we are speaking about the digital solution. And to change the culture, we need to think about the multidimensional challenges in different areas. So, Abhishek, just as a last question, okay? Uh, I want to ask a little personal question, okay? Don't worry about the mining or industries or something like that. But if you want to talk about mining, okay, that's fine. But what are some of the new digital technologies or innovation that you are particularly excited about? Because I know that you have worked in this area for many years, and it's important for me about your exciting point about the future and about the digital technologies and innovation.
So I think personally, I would say obviously what I'm kind of working in is on the AI and digital twin. So that's one thing I would say is fundamental. But then if you go behind the advanced analytics, AI, and the digital twin technologies or IoT that is coming, I see there are two key technologies that I'm very much excited about and that have huge potential. So one is all the quantum computing. There are a lot
Mm.
of problems today that have not been solved, especially in the optimization space or scheduling space because of the sheer number of data points that are available. And because of that, current technologies or current optimization solutions somehow aggregate the data or reduce the granularity of data to solve them. And I do believe with the quantum coming in, there is going to be a lot of, I would say, uh, progress in trying to solve all these solutions. I think the second thing I do believe that is going to drive change is all the you could call it like the metaverse or the VR or AR side of it, but it's going to transform the way we work. It's going to transform the way we interact and how I would say remote work, remote technologies will start evolving. So again, these are two technologies that I would say are still in nascent stage. We have not reached quantum advantage till now, which means that quantum computers are not beyond the current computers that are available in terms of processing power. But over the next say 5 to 10 years, I do see quantum and the whole metaverse kind of technologies picking up a lot and transforming the way and we work and the way we solve problems uh, is what I see, and I'm really excited about these two technologies.
Perfect. Perfect. That's great. So yeah, I know that one of the biggest challenge that we have is about computing and online computing, and maybe the new generation of the computers and analytical technical systems can help us to have more efficiency and more opportunity in this area. We are at the end of this interview, Abhishek. Once again, I need to take this opportunity to thank you very much. You did a great job. It was one of the best interviews that I had, and you shared with us many stories. And I really like to thank all the participants in the live session. The recorded version of this program will be available on our YouTube channel and other virtual pages on different social platforms. Thanks to all of you, and I hope you have benefited from discussed topics and hope to see you again at the following event. Abhishek?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.